Last week, we tore apart the architecture of large language models. We talked about hallucinations, reasoning gaps, and why they fail. So, why is every major tech company betting their future on them? Why are developers like us paying for GPT-5 and Claude Sonnet 4.5 subscriptions? Because when these models work, they don't just compute. They perform cognitive labor at a scale and speed that is biologically impossible for humans. Today, we're looking at the 7 distinct superpowers where LLMs don't just compete with human capability, they absolutely crush it. Let's look at the wow factor. And I'm not leaving you with theory today. Every superpower comes with a copy-paste power move. Welcome back. If you watched our last video, you know the risks. Hallucinations, bias, security flaws, those are real. But today is about the upside. We aren't talking about writing generic emails or bad poetry. We're talking about the high-leverage technical tasks where frontier models have become indispensable. From turning messy, unstructured data into pristine JSON, to refactoring legacy codebases in seconds, to reasoning across 1 million tokens of context. These are the 7 capabilities that make the headaches worth it. And here's the rule of the whole video. Make the model produce artifacts you can verify, not vibes. Strength 1. Polyglot programming and refactoring. The superpower. Instant syntax translation in architectural refactoring. In 2025, asking an LLM to write code is basic. The real power is modernization. We've all been there. You inherit a legacy code base. Maybe it's written in Perl. Maybe it's spaghetti Python with no types. For a human, understanding that logic takes days. The wow factor. Claude Sonnet 4.5 and GPT-5 can ingest thousands of lines of legacy code, understand the intent behind the messy syntax, and refactor it into modern type-safe languages like Rust or Go, often in a single shot. Recent benchmarks on SWE Bench Verified show the newest models solving over 72% of real-world GitHub issues autonomously. They aren't just autocomplete anymore, they're junior engineers that don't sleep. Here is a production use case. Teams are using this for language migration. Instead of a 6-month project to move from Java 8 to Kotlin, they use LLMs to do the heavy lifting, converting 90% of the boilerplate instantly, leaving humans to just review the logic. It's not about replacing programmers, it's about removing the drudgery of syntax. Here's your first power move. Take this messy thing and refactor it. That doesn't just apply to code, it applies to anything complex. Try this prompt. Rewrite the text below into 1, a clean checklist, 2, a 1-page SOP, and 3, common mistakes. Don't add new facts. If anything is unclear, list questions. If the output becomes executable without rereading the original, it worked. If it didn't get clearer, it didn't refactor. It just rephrased. Next one.
Strength 2. Unstructured data extraction. This is arguably the most commercially valuable strength of LLMs. The world runs on messy data, PDF invoices, email threads, Slack logs, and handwritten medical notes. Traditional regex, regular expressions, fails the moment the format changes slightly. The wow factor is LLMs are fuzzy extractors. You can dump a 50-page financial report into Gemini 2.5 Pro and say, extract every transaction over $1,000, the vendor name, and the sentiment of the auditor's notes, and give it to me in strict JSON format. It doesn't care if the invoice layout changed. It doesn't care if the date is at the top or bottom. It understands the semantic concept of a vendor or a total. Here is a production use case. Legal tech and logistics. Companies are processing shipping manifests in 40 different languages and formats, normalizing them into a single database schema without writing a single custom parser. This capability alone is automating entire back-office industries. Here is your second power move. Paste any messy email, invoice text, or meeting notes and run extract into a table, date, person or org, amount, decision or claim, action required, deadline, then confidence, high, med, or low. If a field is missing, write missing, don't guess. If it gives you actions and deadlines you can actually execute, that's the superpower. No guessing allowed. If it guesses, it's lying politely.
Strength 3, few-shot pattern matching. The superpower, learning from examples, not just instructions. In traditional machine learning, if you wanted a classifier to detect sarcastic tweets, you needed to train a model on 10,000 labeled examples. It took weeks. The wow factor? With in-context learning, you give GPT-5 just 3 examples of what you want. Example 1, input, output. Example 2, input, output. Example 3, input, output. And suddenly, the model gets it. It generalizes the pattern instantly. This is called few-shot prompting, and it essentially allows developers to program the model using data instead of code. Here's an example production use case. Customer support triage. You don't need to hard-code rules for angry customer versus confused customer. You just feed the model the last 5 tickets you tagged, and it starts tagging new ones with remarkable accuracy. It democratizes machine learning. You don't need a PhD, you just need good examples. Here's your third power move. If you want the model to follow your style perfectly, stop explaining, start showing. I'll give you 3 examples of my exact format. Learn the pattern, then apply it to the new inputs. Match the structure exactly, no extra commentary. If something doesn't fit, output needs human, and say why in 1 line. That one prompt turns the model into a reliable formatter, classifier, and organizer without any tooling. 3 examples beats 3 paragraphs, every time.
Strength 4, the sparring partner. Ideation, the superpower, breaking the blank page paralysis. Critics say AI kills creativity. Power users know it actually amplifies it if you use it as a sparring partner, not an oracle. The wow factor? The strength here is divergent thinking. Humans are prone to cognitive entrenchment. Once we have one idea, it's hard to think of a second distinct one. LLMs don't have that bias. You can ask, give me 10 counterarguments to my thesis, or what are 5 edge cases where this software architecture will fail? Here's another example production use case, red teaming. Security researchers use models to brainstorm attack vectors they hadn't considered. Writers use it to generate bad ideas to clear the pipe. It's the ultimate yes and machine. It lowers the activation energy required to start any complex task. Here's your 4th power move. Don't ask it for ideas. Ask it to attack your ideas and then improve them. Act as a skeptical reviewer. Deliver 1. Top 5 failure modes ranked by likelihood times impact. 2. Strongest counterargument. 3. What evidence would change your mind? 4. A revised version of my plan that fixes the top 2 risks. No generic advice. Tie each critique to a specific assumption. If it spits back a better plan, not just criticism, you used it correctly. If it can't break your plan, it can't strengthen it.
Strength 5, fluid multimodality. The superpower is seeing, hearing, and reading simultaneously. Back in 2023, models were text-only. In late 2025, models like Gemini 2.5 and GPT-5 are natively multimodal. They don't just see an image, they understand the narrative within it. The wow factor here is that you can show a model a screenshot of a broken website and the console error logs simultaneously and ask, "What's wrong?" It correlates the visual glitch, the button is off-center, with the code error, a CSS flexbox issue. Or you can upload a video of a user testing your app and ask, at what timestamp did the user seem frustrated? An example production use case of this is accessibility. Apps are using these models to generate real-time, highly descriptive alt text for the visually impaired, describing not just a dog, but a golden retriever catching a frisbee in a park. Lighting is sunny. It bridges the gap between digital content and human perception. Here's power move number 5. Screenshot something that's confusing, broken, or unclear, and run this prompt. Analyze this image in 5 parts. 1. Describe what you see. 2. Identify the problem, goal. 3. List 3 likely causes. 4. Step-by-step fixes from easiest to hardest. 5. What to check next if fix 1 fails. If uncertain, ask 3 targeted questions. Multimodal is best when it outputs steps you can follow, not vibes. If it doesn't give you steps, it didn't help, it just narrated. Strength 6. Semantic search and RAG. The superpower, finding the needle in the haystack by meaning, not keywords. Old search engines matched keywords. If you searched revenue decline, it wouldn't find a document that said sales drop because the words didn't match. The wow factor here is LLMs operate in vector space. They understand that revenue decline and sales drop are mathematically similar concepts. This powers RAG, or Retrieval Augmented Generation. You can chat with your entire company's knowledge base, millions of documents. You ask a question, the system finds the relevant semantic chunks, and the LLM synthesizes an answer. Here is an example production use case. Enterprise knowledge management. Instead of digging through SharePoint folders for 20 minutes, a new employee asks, "How do I approve a budget request?" And the system pulls the specific policy from a 2024 PDF and summarizes the steps. Here's power move number 6. This is how you stop hallucinations without becoming an AI expert. Force it to stay inside your source. Try this prompt. I'm pasting reference material below. Answer my question using only that material. If the answer isn't in the material, say, not in source. Then quote the exact snippet you used. If it can't quote it, you don't trust it. That's the whole game. Quote, or it didn't happen. Strength 7, agentic workflows. The superpower, doing, not just talking. This is the frontier of late 2025 and going into early 2026. We're moving from chatbots to agents. A chatbot answers a question. An agent completes a task. The wow factor is this. With tool use, we can give LLMs access to a browser, a terminal, and an email client. You prompt, research the pricing of our top 3 competitors, put it in a spreadsheet, and email me a summary. The model breaks this down and will automatically navigate to websites, scrape data, format CSVs, and send emails. If it hits a CAPTCHA or an error, the best agents now self-correct and try a different path. An example production use case of this is automated QA testing. Agents that browse a website, click every button, fill out forms, and report back which ones broke without a human writing a single test script. Here's power move number 7. Even if you don't have fancy agent tooling, you can make the model behave like an operator with this prompt. Try it. You are my execution operator. List your goal, constraints, process, and have it 1. Break into steps, 2. For each step, what you'll do plus the deliverable format plus what you need from me, 3. Start executing immediately and stop when blocked, and 4. When blocked, ask 1 question at a time. The trick is simple. Don't let it live in planning mode. Force outputs. Plans are cheap. Outputs are everything. Here is the bottom line. LLMs are flawed. They hallucinate. They are bad at math without tools. Watch the previous video for that. But they are also the most versatile data processors humans have ever created. They are universal translators, infinite interns, and tireless creative partners. The developers winning in 2025 aren't the ones treating AI as a magic oracle. They are the ones building systems that leverage these 7 strengths while guarding against the limitations. If you're building something cool with these superpowers, let me know in the comments. And as always, check the description for the papers and tools we mentioned. And if you want this to pay off immediately, pick 1 power move and run it today. Thanks for watching.